So there are tons of claims on YouTube of people making hundreds of dollars just using apps on their phone without really any verification of how feasible it actually is. So I thought, why not try out most of these apps myself? And especially in times like these, during which many people are stuck at home and perhaps have more time on their hands, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of construct a personal case study by trying to make money as efficiently as I can, only using my phone. And if using these apps really is as lucrative as these people claim, that would pretty much mean no one would have to get a minimum wage job if they can just make more than that with their phones. And after installing and trying almost 20 apps for a week, I've actually narrowed down some of the better apps that have worked for myself, as well as discovered some of the realities behind how these so-called money-making apps work and how much you can expect to earn from them. What's up you guys, this is Fred from Influencer Unchained, coming at you with yet another video about making money online and digital entrepreneurship. Before we start though, do me a huge favor and smash the like button to help this video reach more people, and also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you'd like to see more updates on only the most cutting edge methods for making money online. And as a disclaimer, I have yet to really sit down for an extended period of time to really grind hard with any of these apps, because I believe I already have a pretty good grasp of their efficiency to be able to give you a fairly accurate estimate of how quickly you can earn with them. But when I do eventually do my 8-hour or so marathon, I'll definitely be sure to make an update video on that, so do stay tuned to the channel. Now starting with the first app, opening up my Make Money Online folder here on my phone, we have an app called Premise, which is an app that combines very efficient surveys with being able to earn by uploading pictures of various things around your town, as well as some potential secret shopper type gigs. And as you can see here, these are the tasks I've completed so far, mostly comprised of surveys that each took me about a minute or so to do, and giving me a few cents in US dollars for each, which obviously isn't much, but actually compared to all the other apps I've tried, Premise has been the most consistent in actually providing these surveys to do, with me getting on average about 3 or 4 per day. And if we dive deeper into its earnings potential by taking a look at the opportunities I currently have available, by hitting up the marketplace at the bottom here, we can see that I've got 2 surveys queued up that each pay $1.6 of my currency, which roughly translates to around 5 US cents each, which again isn't much, but I find the surveys very easy to do, with each one only taking about a minute on average, despite it saying 3 to 4 minutes here. And besides these surveys, as I've mentioned, there are also paid gigs for taking pictures of various things. For example, if we take a look at what's available for me, there are missions for taking a picture of power stations as well as red crosses, with each rewarding just shy of 50 US cents for just taking a picture. And lastly, there are also explore tasks which sort of combine going to a location and answering questions about that location, sort of like what you do for mystery shopping apps, but I have yet to receive any of these, probably due to me being in Asia and there just being fewer opportunities, which I've also unfortunately found to be true for many of the other apps I've tried. But all in all, I have to say that my experience with Premise has been quite positive, because even though its opportunities may be quite limited, the tasks that I get from it are still very efficient, especially compared to most of the other survey sites and such out there, so I can virtually spend no time knocking out some of these tasks on my phone while I'm out and on the go. And remember, because Premise is merely the first app that I'm using, I'm actually currently stacking it with other efficient apps, such as the next app we're going to be going to. So let me just do that really quick. Go back to my money making folder here and click on this app here called Sweet. Now Sweet is sort of like a trivia / music rating app, and it's actually pretty fun to use because each set of questions will usually be based on pop culture and will adhere to a certain theme. For example, previously I've done a Harry Potter themed question set and then a Star Wars one, and it looks like today's set, which by the way gets updated every single day at 7 AM Eastern time, is going to be about cats. And just to demonstrate it for you really quick, the first question here reads, where did Grumpy Cat first rise to fame? And it doesn't matter if I don't know the answer, I can just select one, like maybe Vine. And after answering the question, it'll just ask you to click on the check mark to complete the poll, after which we should receive my credits. So as you can see on the top right here, my credits have just increased. And to show you how many points I've accrued over the past few weeks, and by the way, this is one of the few apps I've already been using for a slightly longer time, over here as you can see, I currently have almost $64 worth of points on my account. And while it did take me a few weeks to reach this point, it was all done very casually through participating in the daily trivia questions and also reviewing 30-second snippets of songs. And that's not even all the ways you can earn points on Sweet, because every few days they'll actually run a live trivia where those who complete them the fastest will get a ton of points while everybody else receives a baseline reward. Now there is a pretty big catch with Sweet, which is the fact that you can't technically cash out your points, but rather redeem them for a variety of rewards that either can be digital rewards like Instagram shoutouts from an artist, or physical items that can only be shipped within the US. And so the reason I'm still using it, even though I'm currently in Asia, is that I do have a place in the US I can have them ship stuff to. And the rate and ease at which you earn points on Sweet is really quite good. For example, after just a couple of weeks being on Sweet, if we take a look at the marketplace here to see what I could potentially qualify for, over here we have like a Razer Naga headset that I'm a third of the way to. By the way, it has 0 remaining because the rewards do get updated pretty frequently though. Here we have a GeForce graphics card which has 1 remaining, and I'm sort of a fourth of the way there. I can actually get the hat, but it's also out of stock. But again, I think at the beginning of every month they actually restock their stuff and even come up with some new stuff. And all in all, I just think of Sweet as an app that I can sort of have some fun with, because I actually really enjoy playing their trivia questions that are mostly based on popular culture, and while being able to earn some free stuff as well. By the way, for any of these apps that I can, I also leave a referral link in the description box so that if you want, you can support me a little if you're interested in using any of these apps yourself. Moving on to the third app that I've experimented with and stuck to, let me just go back here and then open up my folder again. Here we have Clickworkers, which is an app and website for doing micro tasks like categorizing stuff, taking pictures, and even a bit of user testing. Now the opportunities from it are not super frequent, maybe at about 3 to 4 a day on average over the past week I've been using it, but some of them do pay out quite well, like this first one here for uploading 60 or more pictures of yourself from the last 5 years, which pays out 60 euros, and down here we have another job for recording some videos that pays over 84 euros. But so far, I'm a bit embarrassed to say that I've only earned, let's see, going back to my profile here, a little bit over €1 for doing a simple selfie taking task, because most of the other tasks I haven't really been able to do. For example, I simply don't have that many pictures of myself from the last few years rather, but I'm fairly confident that I will be able to land some relatively lucrative jobs over the next few weeks. And again, Clickworker is just yet another more supplementary app to earn on the side of something else that I recommend to primarily earn with, which is still coming up. But before that, I wanted to show you yet one more supplementary app that I found some success with, and that is, let me just go back here, Google Opinion Rewards. So let me just open it up here. And as you can see with this, I managed to earn $192 of my currency, which equals a little bit more than $6 with minimal work though, although it did also take me a couple of weeks for me to be able to get to this amount. Now, Google Opinion Rewards is essentially a survey app, but the surveys are generally so easy and short that they literally take me seconds to complete, which makes the app very good as a supplemental type to stack atop the rest. Moving on to one of the main methods I recommend to make money on your phone, especially if you're planning on doing long grinds. Now this one is actually not an app, but rather a music curation program launched by a website known as WorldStarHipHop. I did create a guide on this about a month ago right after they launched, but at the time I mentioned that because it was so new, there actually hadn't been any real proof of any cash outs despite the website being quite reputable, but now I have indeed gotten confirmation from people that they have been able to cash out, which is why I'm going to recommend it now. This will work on a computer and should also work for your phone, and to begin, you need to first find the WorldStarHipHop Facebook page, then message them on Messenger with the message "Get Started," as you can see here, to begin your registration. And once you're in, you'll be able to rate songs for either 2 cents or 20 cents each, depending on whether you want to provide recorded feedback. And if we extrapolate this to estimate one's hourly earnings, if it takes about 2 minutes to review a song, for which you only have to record and write 1 to 2 sentences, you should be able to evaluate a little less than 30 songs per hour, which will come up to a bit less than $6 per hour, which isn't impressive even compared to the US minimum wage, but really isn't all that bad either. Alternatively, if we're just doing the 2 cents per song option and take into account the minimum listening time of 30 seconds and the page loading time to be around 10 seconds, that'll be around 2 cents per 40 seconds per song, which if you do it continuously will come out to just under $2 per hour. But many people actually find this option quite attractive because of how casual and easy it is to do even while they're multitasking, because they can literally play a song for 30 seconds while they do something else, then just come back to either say they like or dislike it, then just rinse and repeat for each successive song. Now, WorldStarHipHop has a very simple interface to the point of somewhat lacking in transparency, especially when it comes to cashing out. So to get paid, you need to be sure to click on the little piggy bank icon right here after rating a song. So far, this seems like the only way to access it. Then in it, you can actually enter your PayPal email address. And for a more in-depth guide on how to use WorldStarHipHop, I'll also link up my original video of it in the description box below. Moving on, for a somewhat different type of app I've also been using to make money with on my phone, actually at a much larger magnitude, we have Webull, on which I operate a brokerage account to invest in stocks. And because I'm also partnered with them, if you use my referral link below to sign up with Webull, you'll be able to claim up to 2 free stocks valuing up to hundreds of dollars for almost no effort, which will blow most of the other app earnings out of the water. And if you're not yet an investor, now may be a good time to check out the stock market due to how beat down most of the stocks currently are. And lastly, the apps I showed you today are merely the few I found to work well for me in the last week or two, but there are actually a lot more apps out there that I've also done my research on, but decided not to cover in this video because they're either not available where I'm currently living, or I haven't been able to earn much with them. And there's also another category of apps that can provide either passive income or cash back, such as Honeygain here, which I had been using and have successfully cashed out with, but I've opted not to use it anymore because I didn't want it to consume too much data. And so in the description box, I'll also leave a list of other lucrative apps based on my extensive research, as well as my stackable passive income apps video. And if you want to check out the method that I primarily use to make money online to start your very own online business in as little as a few days, be sure to also check out the first link in the description box below for more details. And with that, remember to like this video if it was helpful and to subscribe to my channel, and also to join my free friendly community Facebook group for even more resources and updates. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.